Elliot Clough.
Hey, Fran. I'm sure you've seen all the talk about teams opting out of the NIT. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that. I don't imagine it'd be something that you would consider.
No, I would never consider it. Uh, we want to keep playing. We want to keep coaching. The players want to keep playing, and that's what we're supposed to be doing now.
Tyler Tashman.
Brand, I guess just to go off on that, just what are some, I guess, just of the value of continuing to play, continuing this season? What do you see as the main value to just keep going?
This is a ridiculous conversation. It's obvious what the value is. People don't want to play, that's on them. Ask them why they don't want to play. We're playing, we want to play, we want to continue to play. We're going to get better. It's obvious.
Tom Kakert.
Hey, Fran, wanted to ask you about K-State. What do you see from them this season?
Very impressive team on film. Well-coached team. A lot of really good players. So they can hurt you in a lot of ways. They play hard. They play defense. Obviously, battle tested in that conference, which is a great conference. And we were excited about the opportunity to play them.
Chris Miglio.
Hey, Coach. I seen some things on the internet saying that the ballot kind of disrespected you guys. You guys are in the third slot, but some people thought you should have been higher. Are you okay with that third slot, or do you think that you guys should have been higher in that NIT? How do you feel about that?
I feel the same way about that I always do when people want to debate seeding. It's not an exact science. We're happy to be playing. Again, I think it's a senseless debate. The tournament is already set. Both tournaments are already set, and it's Monday, and debating seeding is futile.
Elliot.
Fran, I haven't done any sort of watching a film of Kansas State or anything, but looking at what they've been able to do this season, I know they only had the one honorable mention guy in Perry, but they've got those two other scorers who can put up points as well. What's the difficulty of preparing for a team that can not just have one guy go off, but multiple guys who score in double figures?
Yeah, those teams are hard to guard. They obviously it starts with the big three, but it's not just those three guys. They can go small, they can play big. Their big guys can score. They move and share the ball. They can play fast. They can run sets. So it's not like you can just lock into one guy or two guys and say, okay, we stop them, we win the game. They've got a number of different ways that they have won this year.
Mike Kloss.
Rand, what has the NIT meant to your program since you got here? There certainly have been some memorable nights in Carver.
Yeah, I just have great respect for that tournament. I think you look at the quality of teams that are in it, especially this year. But every other time, I mean, I've coached in it, I've played in it, and every team that you play is really good. Every team now, in particular, has veteran guys. So for us, it's an opportunity to play in a prestigious event, to continue to play in March. And you're right. I mean, we've had some great wins in Carver. We got to New York the one time and played well there. So we're just looking forward to playing tomorrow night.
Chris.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about the women's team. You're going to get all these questions about the men. So, the women's team, the first time they've been seeded as a 1 seed since, I think, 1992. Just kind of give your thoughts on them being able to accomplish that feat over 30 years.
Well, it's been a phenomenal year for them. And quite frankly, it's been fun to watch. You know, it's not often you get to see a generational talent, and I don't throw that phrase around haphazardly. I mean, it's literally a generational talent, and I know because I've been around this game for a very long time, fan of the game. You know, I remember when Dr. J came to town in Philadelphia. I remember when Bird and Magic came into the league. I remember when Michael took the game global. I remember Pete Maravich and the great UCLA teams, and grew up in the Philadelphia Big Five. I played in the ACC, and I've coached for a long time in a lot of different places. And Caitlin is something that you don't see come along very often, and it's hard for somebody to fill a building everywhere they go. You can do it once or twice. You can do it in your locale, but to do it everywhere you go is something really special. So I'm really happy for her. I'm happy for Coach Blewett. I'm happy for all those players, and I don't want to underestimate the other members of that team who are spectacular, because as great as Caitlin is, you wouldn't be a 1 seed if you didn't have Kate, Molly, Gabby, Hannah, among others. So obviously we're all pulling for them. And I was in Dallas last year at the Final Four, and everybody's hoping they get back there again.
All right, we'll go 2 more questions, Coach. Tom Kaker.
Fran, what's the challenge getting the game plan put together this short time frame, and how do you figure out which one of your assistants gets the scout for a game like this?
Yeah, we just split up, the next 3 teams. Obviously, the 2 teams we play next if we win this game. So we just split it up, by experience essentially. Not uncommon. We play tournaments all the time, at MTEs. You have less than this amount of time to get ready for a game. Playing conference tournaments, so and plus there's no advantage or disadvantage. They're in the same boat we are.
All right, last question, Coach. Tyler Tashman.
Obviously, the portal is open, and this is something you've dealt with before, but just how do you kind of balance the fact of you're still playing games, but also dealing with kind of the future as well?
Focusing on our team right now.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
guys.
Fran.